Every day, people watch 1 billion hours of videos on YouTube, and a small little niche of that is Dead by Daylight. But I want to know, how well can viewers tell different content creators just from their gameplay? And that's what we're going to be putting to the test today. I reached out to Kyto, SpookyLoopz, and Hens, asking for them to record a game on any killer they want. We're going to put these 3 games along with one of my own, and we're going to see if Twitch chat can use their deduction skills to work out who is who. To play along, all you have to do is make a guess on which content creator each game was after the game. Let me know what you guessed in the comments. I would love to see what scores you got, and without any more delay, let's get straight into it. We're in on Ormond, we're playing Blight. We have Pentimento, Plaything, Barbecue, and Brutal Strength. Is those perks making you think anything, chat? You feeling anything looking at this? Thinking of any killer in particular? The options are Kyto, me, SpookyLoopz, and Hens. We're in chase right now, chasing after a Dwight. I'm gonna have to try so hard not to say the person's name, because I know who it is. Anyway, we're chasing the Dwight. Dwight is pathing on, I don't even know what you call this tile, but now he's running a rock, pre-dropped it. Chase is going on quite a while for a Blight, I guess. But it is an awkward loop to play. Nice little flick from the Blight there around the corner and onto the Dwight's back. Dwight is now running to main. Blight electing to rush, nice little bump. Sliding off the table, bang into the filler pallet, through the filler pallet. Maybe this killer has shit net, maybe that's something you need to think about. Quentin with the little crouch fake at the pallet, Blight biting on it but doesn't bite on it the second time. Quentin running off, Quentin running outside, Blight goes to do a hug tech, realizes he doesn't need to do it, and hooks the Quentin, leaves the Dwight. Wait, did he hook both of them? No, he hooked the Dwight, left the Quentin on the floor. Trying to hug tech, bouncing off the picnic table. Maybe it has a little bit of a weird collision that they didn't expect. Chasing Leon. Coming back to the slug, taking a hit. Quentin, clearly a very confident survivor, because he's running straight into the killer on multiple occasions. Trying to hug tech, failing, hugging the second time, flicking around the loop and getting the hit. What are we thinking, chat? What are we thinking? Quentin, again, a very, very confident survivor. He seems to be dishing out the bags a lot. He wants to get chased. The Blight is going to hug the pallet. Try and get that bonus speed up with the double speed that they're using. Quentin actually elects to leave the loop, maybe noticing that he is going to get hit when the Blight does the extra bumps. Can't react in time. And that seems to be his downfall. Goes down pretty quick. Blight rushing out of main, going towards the jungle gym here in the corner. Oh, brilliant flick. But before we carry on, message from the sponsor of today's video, Enlisted. Enlisted is a new kind of first-person shooter that uniquely couples PvP and PvE combat. Take command of customizable AI soldiers and fight in massive battles with hundreds of targets led by other players. Enlisted offers multiple campaigns to play through, featuring their own unique weapons, vehicles, and equipment. From the outskirts of Moscow in 1941 to the heart of Berlin in 1945, you can play free now on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. There are over 100 weapons, tanks, and aircrafts to choose from famous tanks like the M4 Sherman to obscure guns like the VG2. Enlisted offers a massive arsenal of equipment to unlock. Enlisted is approachable for all audiences due to the more realistic movement and target-rich environment. Casual players still play an important role on the battlefield. What particularly excites me about Enlisted is the amount of different weapons and vehicles that are available to use. Play Enlisted for free now on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox using my link in the pinned comment or video description. By using my link, you also get a free bonus pack with multiple weapons, soldiers, and a premium account. It was like, how many degrees was that? It was like 270 degree flick almost, it felt like. Maybe I got my degrees wrong, I don't know. Leon's vaulting the T-wall, running to Shack, elects to use the rock pallet, maybe a little bit paranoid of how many rushes the Blight has. Maybe paranoid of an adrenaline vial? I'm not sure. Blight doesn't think he can get the hit over the L wall, goes around and gets the hit just fine on the other side there onto the Leon. Sees the 2 survivors resetting with his barbecue. I feel like I'm not seeing the Blight break a lot of pallets, even though he's using Brutal Strength. I've not really seen him get any use out of Pentimento either, but I guess that's because they're just staying oblivious, so not really much you can take from that. Dwight faking the window. Blight perfectly, not Dwight, sorry, David faking the window. Blight perfectly patient. Quentin off the hill getting the flashlight save. Okay. What's Blight's reaction? What are we doing now? He's looking around. He may have lost them. A little bit confused, it feels like. I feel like he was looking for the Quentin. Didn't want to go for the David. He's now elected to chase the David because he doesn't know where the Quentin is. Breaks the pallet. Quentin just doing a brilliant job at just harassing this Blight all the time. Maybe asking him questions. Yeah, what are you doing, Blight? What are the wacky digits on the back of your credit card? He's curious. Downs David again with relative ease. Gets the hook. 4 hook states. 2 gens done. Runs into a... So I would assume what is a plaything Leon. Leon dropping the God pallet. Running down. Leon again gonna go down with relative ease. Another gen done though. 3 gens for 5 hooks. These survivors aren't doing bad at all. Having a few bumps here. Bumping a fence, coming into chase with the David again. I think the David is Death Hook, if I'm not mistaken. Picking the David up. He's not Death Hook. Okay, he's on stage 2. Now he's going for Quentin. Flicks for the Quentin, doesn't quite get it. It's not Quentin, it's Dwight. I'm existing. Flicks for the Dwight, doesn't get it. Hits Dwight with the M1. He has 5 rushes now that he can use straight away. Probably confident that the Dwight wouldn't make anything. Does fuck up the rush there though, but for whatever reason, Dwight goes, don't worry, buddy. I know you fucked that one up. Let me just run into you and give you a little kiss. Now 7 hooks on the Blight, playing extremely fair. 7 hooks on the Blight with 4 gens done. Slides off of the... What is that, like the snowplow? Quentin's still being as cocky as ever, giving him a little bag and a click. And Blight's gonna say, you know what? My ego is just as big as yours. Let me take this chase. Gets blinded on the pallet. Blindly rushes, by the way. Very interesting. Hugging the rock. Looking down. Moon rushes, or hug text, sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about, moon rush. Actually lost where the Quentin was completely. Picking up chase with the Quentin again. Slides off the rock, probably didn't expect it. Maybe expected a bump. Or maybe he expected the Quentin to expect him to bump. Maybe it's mind games on mind games, I'm not sure. Sliding off the rock again, a little bit unfortunate. Definitely didn't expect that one. Getting back into chase with this Quentin. This Quentin is providing a little bit of sauce, I can't lie. 2 bumps, building up the speed, coming back round, getting the hit. And now the questions has to be asked of the survivors. What the fuck are they doing? Because this Quentin's been putting in work. And I've not seen a gen pop. But maybe that's what the Blight is thinking as well, because he's heading straight back to that gen. He sees his Pentimento totem there as well. But the fact that that gen is 10% as well is absolutely criminal. David running to Shaq. Okay, gets a hit through the pallet, very nice. Again, something you might want to take into consideration. Maybe they have bad net. Maybe that's how they're getting these hits. Which one of these people has bad net? Who knows? Sees the Dwight by the gen. Oh, really nice. Really nice to react to get that hit round the rock. Hit with a flashbang. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear that either. So I would have looked into that. He's now vaulting. Blight goes the other way around, knows that he can rush onto the pole there. That's good map knowledge. Knows that the pole was there to rush into. Knows that the Quentin's been playing aggressive the entire game as well. And takes chase with the Quentin. Quentin's now running upstairs, trying to put as many obstacles in the way as possible. Gets the hit over the window. Perfect for Blight. Really well played. 2 slugs. A little bit lacking on the gen speed from the survivors, and it looks like a really nice comeback coming here for the Blight. Leon just existing in the open. Taking a tag. Now we got 2 injured, 2 down. David's healed. Elects to leave. Maybe a little finger slip to M1 in the open, or maybe a little BM, who knows. Downing, killing, and hooking the Dwight. Coming back into chase with, I believe, is this Leon? Yeah, Leon. Perfectly worked. Gets all around the snow pile. I believe Leon's dead as well, is he? Yes, he is. Now we got 2 alive, 1 gen left. Camping the gen. They're both here. Gets a little bit sourced by the David there. David probably flipping that to upload to TikTok, I'm sure. Taking chase with the David rather than going for the injured Quentin. Maybe he feels a little bit more confident. Chasing upstairs in main. He knows the pallet's gone. It has a lot of straights. Very easy for Blight. Elects to vault the window. He knows that that gem progression isn't too high, so it's not like he needs to go back anytime soon. Hits off the tree. Knows the Dwight won't make it. Oh, the David won't make it over the pallet, sorry. And now we're chasing the Quentin. But is the Quentin going to find Hatch in time? Let's see. Fucks up the bump. Tries to hug tech it. Completely can see what he's trying to do. Runs back to the snow plow. No pallet there anymore. Quentin's just holding W. Is he gonna get lucky? It looks like he's not. Ooh, nice little dead hard, I believe that was from Quentin. I don't think that was off the record or anything. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been paying enough attention to remember if he was on hook or not. That was really weird. It was like he was trying to not hit the Quentin there. I don't know if he just fucked that up. Or if he's actively trying to let the Quentin live so he can show off some insane shack play. Here we go, the hug tech around the corner and down. That was probably one of the more skilled Blight plays I think we've seen. Right, chat, now comes the fun part. We're gonna vote. What do we think? Who was the killer? Alf, SpookyLoopz, Hens, or Kyto? What do we think? God, chat's in crisis. They don't know. What's the votes looking like? Kyto's winning right now. Okay. Hens and SpookyLoopz tied for second. Me, nobody thinks it's me. They're like, damn, that Blight was way too good. Alf is not that good at Blight. Fair enough. Kyto on 39. Twitch is like action. Twitch chat is going at each other. They're just so unsure. Alf could never flick like that, they say. Okay, I see how it is. You know, I have feelings too, chat. I worked hard on this. Fuck you guys. You know, it's fine. Chat pretty confident on Kyto, because Kyto is the clear winner. Hens was second at 29%, so we got 49% on Kyto, 29% on Hens, 21% on SpookyLoopz, and just 2% on me. I guess I'm not as good as a Blight. You know what? I can hold that one. All right, and we move to the next one, chat, because you don't get to find out who it is, because you've got 3 more games to watch. Hooray! Game 2. In on the Oni. The build is Infectious, Barbecue, Nowhere to Hide, Lethal Pursuer, finding someone right off the bat. On Hawkins, it's a Steve. Crouched in a corner. The add-ons are Duration and Speed, both of the green ones. Steve dropping the pallet, collecting the blood. Running around, showing the back. Okay, collecting more blood. Getting Bloodlust, little helicopter, nice, clean. Dropping the pallet, farming more blood, okay. Not going for the swing, interesting. Still collecting blood. Still doesn't want to go for the down, wants to get the full power, I guess. Body blocking the pallet even, that's a nice play. Collects power. Hits the Steve, downs. We see 1-2 on Infectious, pops the power. And the Demon Dash comes out. Which way are we going though? Electing to go this way, interesting. Is it gonna work? Actually does work, lands it on the David. 2 more Infectious procs, 1 upstairs on the very safe gen. Going up and all the way around, kind of like face fucking the wall a little bit. I assume the Survivor dropped down, I don't actually know where they went. Looks like our Oni doesn't know either. Coming back to his slug. Downs the Nancy. Still has a little bit of the power left. I don't know if he's going to do anything with it. He is actually going to try to. Does he find anyone? He does find the David. David actually as well traps himself into a corner, so we do actually get that down there as well. Interesting. Okay. So now what do we have? We have 1 more survivor on Infectious, looking around for the other survivor that screamed. Gabriel was crouched in a corner. Gabriel, I can only assume that he's never played on Hawkins. Runs straight back into our Oni. And now we're going to elect to hook the Nancy. Sees the last survivor on Barbecue. Running straight towards the Steve. Okay. Gonna take the tag. Not quite enough to get power back. Gonna down the Steve, the saver, the easy one. Running back over to the other slugs. What's our Nancy gonna do? Is she gonna save the day? Only thinking that she would go to the slug. She didn't. She actually ran around, which is interesting. Looks at the other slug, looks at the first slug, and is like, nah, fuck it, I don't care. Off the record comes into play. Nancy takes some distance, running away to the corner. I assume we're gonna play the pallet in this room, are we? We're running around. Oni's gonna cut off, forcing away from the slugs, running the filler pallet. Is she gonna vault it in time? She can't because of the bloodlust. And that's game. So there you go. There you go. All right. Poll number 2, chat. Slug and aura perks. It's Alf for sure. This is Kyto. Slugging is Alf. How do you know there's not another slugging game? You've still got another 2 games, chat. You gotta be careful here. You gotta be careful here. Okay. If you guess Kyto again, you are potentially fucking yourself out of a flawless. You can do it if you're very confident that it's Kyto. You by all means. 93% on me. Not a single vote for Kyto. 2 votes for SpookyLoopz and 7 for Hens. I think this one is pretty conclusive that they're going for me, which is interesting. So what we've had guessed so far is Kyto for the first one, me for the second one. So now our 2 remaining picks are SpookyLoopz and Hens for the next 2 games. So if you do not see SpookyLoopz and Hens in the next 2 games, that's problematic. Okay, third game, we have a Huntress. Floods of Rage, Iron Maiden, Lethal Pursuer, Darkness Revealed, with I believe that's reload add-ons and leather loop. The Huntress is clocking a survivor running to shack. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Running around the shack, into shack, fakes the window, doesn't bother Huntress one bit. Runs straight through the pallet, Huntress clocks a hatchet, expects the dodge, really nice, and downs the ace relatively quickly. A gen done already after the first chase, 2 survivors doubling it, makes total sense. Ash is camping some barrels. Doesn't really bother Huntress too much. She actually elects to leave for the Jeff, who is running straight towards her. A little bit of annoyance, it seems. Frustration from missing the hatchet is what I would guess. Went for the quick M1, actually, after the vault. Probably would have got that if she had Oak Haft, so maybe she's used to running that. And gets a quick down onto the Jeff. Ooh, and a really nice shot through the window as well. Quick save on the Dwight. This is absolute chaos from the survivors in this game. Okay. Quick down onto the Dwight as well. It looks like the other survivor is running to pick up the slug. Our Huntress realizes that, goes for a shot. Probably a little bit behind where the survivor would have been if they held W. Blocking a hatchet with no information is pretty interesting, but I guess she assumes that they're still in this corner. Maybe trying to pick up the slug. Okay, standing on Ash, a little bit worried. 2 injured survivors, so she should be able to hear them. Actually, a little bit concerned that there would be a survivor hiding in the corner there. Even clocked a hatchet for it. Oh, interesting. Okay, power struggle from the survivor. Not something that you see every day. The survivor saving it themselves. Maybe that's why they wanted to go down. Clocks a hatchet and straight to the back of the head. Perfect. Things you love to see. Save, procking Floods of Rage, waiting to try and get an angle here. Doesn't quite get it, a little bit frustrated. That looks like pretty high DPI, if I was to guess myself. Dwight running away, literally in the middle of nowhere. Maybe he had a flashlight. I don't really know what that guy's going for. Jeff pretty early off the gen. Huntress maybe waiting to see if he was just going to insta-vault, but Jeff waited. Coming to the corner, flicks across. Ooh, actually really nice. If that barrel wasn't there, probably would have got the hit. Jeff's running around in main, goes for a bit of a YOLO shot towards the hook. And goes, actually, fuck it. I'm going to pick up this Dwight and sling him on a hook instead. Sees the crows, clocks the hatchet, throws it, misses. Ash running, throws it in his rough direction and then thinks it's about time to reload. 2 gens left for 5 hooks for our Huntress player. Easy hit on Jeff. Again, just chaos on the altruism from the survivors. Not really too sure what's happening. And then finds both of the survivors hugging each other in the corner. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Ace not electing to run to shack, but electing to run towards the Huntress is very... I mean, sure. Picks up the hatchet, clocks it towards Cowtree, and gets the hit! Oh, I want to watch that again. That was very clean. That was very clean. I think that was very nice. I don't know if the survivor's not paying attention or how does this hit? That's like a perfect arc. Straight into the survivor's head. Should be an insta-down. That was ridiculous. Okay. Reloading again. Clocking the hatchets. Seeing them with Darkness Revealed. Actually gets that shot as well. Blocking again. Looking for Ash. Doesn't land. Kills the Dwight. 2 gens left, 8 hook states, save in the basement, runs into the car. That looks like something I would do. But I'm not giving any hints. Vaults the window without bamboozle on shack, very interesting. The survivor has elected to stand behind a hay bale. Very interesting. Huntress goes for the M1 instead of going for a hatchet. Ash is running towards Shaq, drops the pallet, trying to get the stun. Huntress realizes and gets the kill. Leaves Ash on the floor, going for a little bit of a cross map here. Is she gonna land it? I did not expect that to land. What the fuck? She doesn't even look at it! Blocks the hatchet! Full charge! Look at how much shit is in the way! Looks away! Doesn't even need to look at it. Not even thinking about it. Down. That was impressive. That was very impressive. That was very impressive. That was very, very impressive. Okay, clocks the hatchet again. Survivor running away. It looks like they've picked up the slug by now. Holding for the angle. Goes for it. Misses. Seems to be a pretty rare occurrence for our Huntress to miss in this game. Clocks actually seems to know a fair bit about Huntress because knows she can make that shot through that little hole there. She knew it was there. Pre-aimed it. It's not like she saw it and then aimed. Gets the down and the kill. The two survivors around Basement and Shaq have saved and healed. Going for the ace, very patient, waiting, gets the hit, even though Ace is dodging like a madman. And now pursuing Ace on the hay bale. One side, Ace falls for the bait and gets clocked with a hatchet. And that was our Huntress game. Very interesting. And now the decision is on you, chat. Hypothetically, you've already guessed Kyto and me, but those answers might not be right. You have to remember this. If there's something burning in your soul telling you, I think this is Alf, I think this is Kyto, then you have to go for it. The decision is yours. How well can you recognize content creators from their gameplay? I would love to know. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. What are the votes saying? What are we voting? We've got a majority on SpookyLoopz right now. None on me. Thank you for the one person that voted for me. I appreciate you thinking that I could hit a cross map like that. I appreciate that. SpookyLoopz with 55 votes, clearly out in the lead. Hens with 26 and Kyto with just 8. So we're saying that Hens, this last game here, we're saying that we're watching Hens. Are you trying to trick us at all? I'm not. I am not trying to trick you at all. The only thing, I'll tell you, the only instructions I gave to the content creators was do not use any builds and do not use any cosmetics that you're known for. This vote is looking pretty conclusive. SpookyLoopz ending with 58% of the votes, Hens with 32%, Kyto with 8%, and Alf with 3%. Your job now, the hypothetical guess that you've made already, is that this is Hens. If there is something screaming and crying out to you in this game, this is not Hens, you have to convince chat that this is not Hens, because the most logical guess they're gonna make is Hens on this last one, because you have not guessed Hens yet. Game 4, map 4, Freddy on the Toba landing. Let's go. Okay. Into chase with Jane, putting down snares even though Jane isn't asleep yet. Very, very interesting, but of course, she's gonna fall asleep pretty soon. Jane running around main building, which is not the best place to chase. Swing and a miss on the pallet. Again, running through that snag, she's not asleep yet. A little bit of respect. You can afford to give some respect on this pallet because you will make it back round. Jane notices that she does not make that pallet. Runs straight through the god pallet underneath as well and straight to Shaq, maybe where she's comfortable chasing. Putting down a snare, an interesting snare on the other side of the vault. Very nice. Clearly knows what they're doing on the Freddy. Jane got that vault. Very interesting. Don't know if that was a slow vault or if she's running quick and quiet. Goes for the vault again. A swing and a miss from our Freddy. Not the best first chase. We're about 80 seconds into the game with no down. We have one tag. Running back through onto the pallet. Not dropping the pallet over the window. The Shaq has now been entity blocked. She's now running back into Shaq, and I assume we see this pallet down. We do. Okay, blind on the Freddy. Freddy's breaking the pallet. Another survivor just existing by Shaq as well. We're now about 100 seconds into the game with no down. Main, faking the teleport on main 50% and stops. A little bit of a flash of the red stain on the safe pallet. Goes down. Okay. Okay, now we're chasing... I believe this is the top side of the map. Goes, sees someone on the gen, teleports to it. Got Kate running towards the gen and teleported to it. She's instantly going to drop that pallet. Does not care at all. Puts the snare down. Kate running away from the jungle gym. Double back on the tile, gets him the hit. Very nice, very nice. Breaking the pallet as well. A Call of Brine overcharge build in this meta is very interesting, but let's see if it works out for him. Corrupt Call of Brine overcharge. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what that 4th perk is. So you could probably conclusively say that this one isn't me. Hits Meg, and it looks like the snare was perfectly placed to get the first hit, and with the stagger of the fall, and into the snare, then it gets a completely easy down. It's like this killer has a lot of hours on Freddy, weirdly, which is something I don't think I've ever seen before. Or maybe they just know how to play this. Running back to Shaq, vaulting the window. And what are we doing here? I think she is here. She held W, okay. A little bit confused by the scratch marks of the Jane. Elects to kick the Gen, which makes sense with a build like this. That's a Talita? I'm sorry, I'm existing. Down onto the Yunjin. Okay, teleporting up. The survivor didn't really react. Hits onto the Talita. She's vaulting. No snare down there this time, okay. Freddy actually pretty happy to just ping pong here and leave the survivors. And actually, perfect. Talita runs straight into him. A free down for the Freddy. Doesn't even need to commit much to the chase there. Kick on the Gen. Call of Brine overcharge applied. We haven't seen if they've missed one of those skill checks yet, which would be pretty interesting. Yunjin just not knowing where the killer's coming from. Runs directly into him. The other survivors seem to have more of an idea, running straight to Shaq. Snare is placed on the pallet. Gets hit by the snare, even though they're on the other side of the pallet, and then when the killer is breaking, elects to take the drop down. Very interesting. Yunjin running on the edge map, probably realized she wasn't going to make it to anything and just decides to die on the edge. Faking the teleport. The Jane is pretty confident, just gonna stick that one out, doesn't really care. Freddy elects to actually cancel it. She does swerve out there to actually hit the snare. I think if she hugged the right side, she wouldn't have hit that. Going for multiple blinds on the pallet. Didn't expect our Freddy to look down. Gets the hit over the vault. Jane is running towards the corner of the map. Faking the teleport. Is he gonna commit? She is running towards it. Does commit, trying to fake the Jane out. Jane realizes she's dead, not gonna make it to anything. Tries to do a little click and a spin. Little Aaron JRM-esque. That's really interesting. Put his stain on one side of the pallet and then just kind of stood there? Very interesting. And then swings through the pallet. It didn't work. She did just drop it. Okay. Now in chase with Talita. Talita makes it to this pallet, trying to mind game. Actually, she didn't elect to hug the loop there, which is interesting, because I don't think she had a filler near it. She just decided to leave. A fake on one side, a swing through the pallet, not gonna get the hit. The blind is coming out from the Yunjin onto the Freddy. Kick on the Gen again. Very obvious that that's what he wants to do, especially with this build. Teleporting to the other side of the map. Snare down. A fail of the skill check. I would be generous and I would assume that that's overcharge. Onto the Jane, free hit. She's holding W to the God pallet under main, which is still there. Puts a snare down, I believe, on the other side of the loop. Very interesting. Running into another snare, okay. Drops the pallet, not trying to be greedy. Gets the blind. 7 hook states down with just the 1 kill. Now we're 8 hook states down with the 2 kills. 1 gen left. That actually is a gen with pretty high progress as well. Is this going to be the first killer to send in a game where they actually got escaped? That would be very interesting. That would be very interesting. We see the gen in the corner has been kicked, highlighted with the Call of Brine. Goes for the swing even though the snare is there. Kate, very obviously seeing the snare and everything, is going to drop that pallet straight away. Puts another snare down on this loop. Kate hesitates, runs back towards the pallet, realizes she wouldn't make anything and goes down. 10 hook states in the bag. 2 survivors still alive. Swings through the pallet again, getting stunned. Teleporting to a gen across the map. Is he gonna commit? He does not. Kate running to the pallet that she dropped earlier. Freddy's just happy to kick it. This gen's pretty high progress. Who's gonna check on it? Doesn't see anything anything too scary for him. Kicking this pallet as well, teleporting across the map to the corner. Okay, not committing. Still keeping chase with Kate. Where are we going now? Putting a snare on the edge. In. Out. Realize she doesn't vault. Then she vaults. Perfect timing from the Kate. Actually perfect. Vaults the window with no bam. Kate's just held W, you can see. Runs to the filler pallet. Dropping the pallet on the far side. And then elects to hold W. Good from the Freddy to know that she drops it on the far side. Waiting for a DH. And gets the kill. And Yun Jin getting the hatch. Chat, this is your fourth and final vote. Will you try and go for the clean sweep? Or do you think, guys, we fucked it. We fucked it. Have you fucked it? Because right now, you are currently saying that that Freddy game was Hens. Do you think it's Hens? Or do you think it's someone else? Are you going to double guess someone, or are you going to try and go for the clean sweep? Votes coming in. Hens in the lead. Chat is confident they want to try and get their clean sweep. Do you think that was Hens, chat? That's the question. Me with only 2 votes, because you know that my Freddy gameplay is so insane that you'd be able to spot it straight away. Excuses, excuses. Stop swaying the vote, Hens. Shut the fuck up. 31 votes on SpookyLoopz. 42% of the votes going towards Hens. They're trying for the clean sweep. I think this is more copium, because when I was seeing the chat in the game, they were not going, this is Hens 100%. They were going, no, this is someone else. But I think they're coping. I think chat is absolutely huffing on that copium. Huffing it up and going, yep, guys, we're gonna get the clean sweep, guys. Surely we're gonna get the clean sweep. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. I'm so sure. Hens leading the poll as the final guess, 43% of the votes, 27% of the votes to SpookyLoopz, and 25% of the votes to Kyto. So I can reveal, game 1, your guess was Kyto. I can reveal the player of this game was not Kyto. Game 2, Oni slugging was indeed me. So you've got 1 right. You've got 1 right. Slugging everyone. Yeah, no, it's pretty typical. Yeah, that's me. It's not hard to spot. Okay, I didn't hide it very much. Game 3, Huntress. You guys guessed SpookyLoopz. I can reveal it was not. Game 4, the very long Freddy game. You guys guessed Hens. It was not. So, game 1, and before the reveal of who's who, another thank you to Enlisted for making this possible. And if you want to play Enlisted, you can use my link in the description or the pinned comment. And by using my link, you also get a free bonus pack with multiple weapons, soldiers, and the premium account. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the results. And our beautiful German 6'6" demon machine of a man on the blight in Hens 353. You had the only right answer. In myself, I baited it with the slugging. Yep, my bad. I understand. I'm the slug guy. I slug a lot. Yep. Okay. Game 3, we had the beautiful cross-mapping Huntress of Kyto. Maybe you saw it in the 2v8. Apparently, chat didn't watch the 2v8 because you would have known that Kyto's like that. That he hits those hatchets. You guys said SpookyLoopz. And game 4, of course, is SpookyLoopz. The absolute machine, loves playing licensed killers, very, I think, well known for playing Freddy and Myers and Ghostface. You guys, I think, pretty conclusively cannot tell content creators from watching their games because you got 1 out of 4. And the one that you did get, you're on the guy's stream that you got. So, I mean, does it really count? I mean, I don't know. 1 out of 4, pat yourself on the back. You guys fucked it. I mean, maybe next time, right?